Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the middle of January 2026. Obviously, you have this Make Your Mark card. It says, stick to a decision and don't allow any outside forces to sway you. You have this Unrevealed Secrets. It says, what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. I feel like you get stuff like that all the time, Cancer. Like stuff like that that basically says you need to dive deep into something, or you really need to explore the depths of something. It could be something you want. I'm pretty sure I've said to you recently that I feel for Cancer that like discovering why you want something will actually help you get it, but probably also help you get something better, believe it or not, right? So the thing is that again, I think sometimes people say things like they want love, for example, but they don't really think about what that means, right? It's because, it's like you can say you want love, and you can, by telling the universe, oh, I want love, the universe is like, okay. And then the universe sends you a bunch of creeps that do love you, but it's not exactly what you want, right? And so there's something here about you needing to get like very, very clear about what it is you want. I'm not just talking about love. I'm talking about literally everything in your life. And, it does, the rest of the month seems to be kind of like a big picture month, or a big picture 2 weeks, whatever you want to call it, where we really need to pay attention to like the whole big picture. And, what I would say is that we're getting to the end of Neptune and Pisces. Neptune leaves Pisces on January 26th, as I've been warning everybody about for years now, and trying to prepare people to, work towards that big picture dream, something that seems a little bit impossible, but probably isn't if you really put in the work. And so, yeah, just something I would think about. Two of Swords is how you are entering into this reading. We're doing a Celtic cross, and the first card is how you're entering into the reading. So it's like an undecided feeling. I am almost 1,000,000% sure that I said something very similar in your last reading that I did for you. It's like this undecided energy. It might not have been. It might have been the live I did with Devin Dewar on her channel. I can't remember, but I just remember saying something like this to you, where it's like you haven't made a decision about something. I feel like I've been saying something similar all year. All 2025 is what I'm talking about. So over the last year, I should say. And it's almost like you are thinking that something is going to go this way or this way, but it's not. I've been saying this at least for months to you, Cancer. It's like something you're thinking about. It's almost like the universe is saying it's silly for you to look at this as a decision, because it's not even going to go how you think. It's like it's like all these choices you're coming up with in your head. It's like things are going to go a completely different direction. So it's like you might as well open up to surprises, right? Or maybe you need to get comfortable with being surprised, or something not going according to your plan. It's like something is going to go according to the universe's plan. I really feel like this is a good thing, Cancer. So I don't think it's a bad thing, but just something to think about. Your crossing energy is the Temperance card. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. Again, the problem with the Temperance card is he is trying to make something perfect. This right here is the path to glory. He could just go claim his crown and he would be very happy. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying whatever you're trying to decide, you just need to just go get it. Don't stop trying to make things perfect and just make it happen, because you can. And that's what I feel is going on here. You also have that Unrevealed Secrets. It says what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. So the Temperance card, he has to go on this long journey to go claim that crown, right? He has to go down this whole path to claim that crown in the background. So it's like, it's the journey that will lead to more than what you think. It's like the journey is going to teach you more than just what you get at the finish line. And it's almost like the universe is saying to me, to you, that you need to have those experiences. It's like part of your journey. But if you keep not making a decision on something, then you're going to have a hard time, right? In the area of what's on your mind, you have the Knight of Cups. Could be thinking about love. Knight of Cups can be a knight in shining armor, so you could be thinking about a person here. Looks good. Obviously we're going to clarify the reading. We'll see what comes up, but I feel for a lot of you, this could be about kind of like making a move here with the Knight of Cups or thinking about it. Also, doesn't have to be love. Could also just be a dream. The Knight of Cups is very dreamy. And again, he is thinking about something that he wants to create, but he's worried because he's standing in the desert and he's thinking to himself, I can't plant seeds where I am right now. I can't get started right now because I'm in the desert. But he needs to open his eyes because there's water flowing right in front of him. And so, basically the card says it's time to get started. Even if you think you don't have something you need, or even if you think things aren't perfect, or you don't have the resources, you have to start now because those seeds will grow with the Knight of Cups because he is standing in front of the water. You have the Ten of Swords, in the area of your foundation. I actually kind of feel good about the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, can say something is dead, done, over with, but he's making a symbol right here with his hand, and that symbol is a blessing. So the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise. And, I do feel that some of you could be coming off of some sort of ending, but again, it could actually be some sort of blessing in disguise that you've experienced. The other thing, I think I said this to you in your last reading, I feel like you have learned a lot from people over the past several years. And so it's again, I always say, I don't think tarot needs to be drama. So, it's like, has everybody stabbed you in the back? Probably not. But, again, I think you've had some weird experiences with people that, some of them positive, some of them negative. And now you're just kind of integrating those lessons. Sometimes I do think the Ten of Swords is about integration. The reason I say that is because he's dead. It doesn't get much worse than this, Cancer. It's over. And he needs to get up off the ground. So he, basically to have the rebirth, right? To have the actual death that he needs to have from a positive perspective, it's like he needs to integrate those lessons and move on. So, there you go. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy you're moving past. You have this co-create card and this exchange gifts card. This is pretty good. We are in a time of co-creation, so I don't necessarily think that you're moving past co-creation, but I do feel that maybe some of you have realized that you maybe could have leaned on people too much is kind of what I'm getting here. Same thing with the exchange gifts card. I feel like this is about real understanding your own gifts, right? The co-creation card, there are two very different animals on the card. There's a cheetah and an owl. A cheetah can move very quickly, an owl can fly, right? So I think this is more about you understanding what you bring to pretty much any situation in your life. And it's now moving forward, I feel like the reading is saying that what's going to cause expansion, because you also have the Three of Wands in your past position, is you looking for complementary people, right? And so the co-creation card wants us to find complementary connections, not just in love, but in business and work and friendship, everything. So it says, are there people that you can connect with that have skills that you don't have? Or who can do things that you can't do, and vice versa, right? It's like those complementary connections, I think, are going to be more helpful for you moving forward. You have the Three of Wands also in the past. Again, I feel this is so that you can expand, right? It's almost like you're choosing people who challenge you a little bit more. Not in a bad way, of course, we're talking about in a good way so that you can grow, so that you can expand, so that you can, get what you want. These could be people that pull you out of a comfort zone. He's standing in his comfort zone. He has these boats on the ocean here. They are pointing out of the harbor. So, yeah, sure, the Three of Wands can represent your ships coming in, but those boats are pointing out. So, really it's about going on an adventure or experiencing new things. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this chalice. It says rejuvenation and fulfillment. You have this key. It says locked doors can now be opened. Yes. So I feel like you could be opening doors at this time here, Cancer. And I think that would be good for you. Of course, you have the Four of Swords as well. So resting, relaxing, recovering, rejuvenation, and fulfillment. Those would all be good things for you to focus on right now. You have the Four of Swords in the area of the very near future. So again, I think that you could be experiencing a time where, especially for, I would say the next 2 months, the rest of this month and all the way through February, right? You should be making sure that you're recharging your batteries. You have the Tower. It's like your one bad card here, really, I feel, coming up in the area of the next few months. And again, I don't really feel bad about it. I think it's something you should pay attention to, like protecting your energy. I feel it's, protecting your emotions and all that other stuff. But, I've been saying to everyone that this year, 2026, it's really important that we have something that protects our energy, as in, we need something to recharge our batteries, like a purpose, or we need some sort of relaxation thing that we do. We should have a fun thing that we do every single day. And I feel doing that will will help protect your energy because you're getting into a good flow. And that's what I would do with that card. Next, in the area of your outcome row, you have this patience card and this approve card. I feel like you have been very patient and patiently waiting, especially with that temperance card. It's almost like you've been too patient. I feel like you need to approve of your dream, basically. There's that big-ass moon on that approve card with those shooting stars around it. Like, on one hand, I feel like the universe is saying, like, how many more times are you going to wish on a shooting star? It's like, that's the feeling I get there. It's like the universe is tapping its foot. It's like saying, okay, Cancer, yes, I've heard you. It's like time to, realize that you have to go for whatever that Two of Swords is, right? So I kind of feel that. I also think you need to believe in yourself enough to believe that you can accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish with that Two of Swords. Next, in the area of the next few months, you have the Tower. I would change this to the next few years. And again, that does not mean you are going to be stuck in a Tower moment. What it means is I've been predicting this since 2016 that we are going to see a lot of global Tower moments. I pretty much haven't been wrong. You can literally go to my old videos on my live tab, and you could separate it out by oldest. I used to say all the time the end of Neptune and Pisces would be nuts. I've basically been 100% right. So, there you go. I've been preparing people for this for a long-ass time. And what I would say here is that, I think that Cancer is very sensitive to the world. And there's nothing wrong with that, other than you need to protect your own energy. I think that there are going to be a lot of things to complain about, a lot of things to worry about, but that basically does nothing. Again, the good news, depending on how you look at it, is as long as, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't, turn us all into his robot girlfriends or something, which, could happen. He's a weirdo. Probably is a robot. What I would say here is that we are the ones that have to make the change. Neptune and Aries, Pluto and Aquarius. Everybody thinks of Pluto and Aquarius as the collective, but really it's about the individual affecting the collective, meaning that us little people, we have to be the ones to make the change in the world that we want to see. But we can't just constantly worry about it. We have to live our lives as if things are happy, right? Even if they're not. And we have to bring more happiness into the world. And if we do that, good things will happen. If not, I don't know, I'll see you in the Matrix. We're probably already in it. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the King of Pentacles. I feel a lot here. This is all relationships in your life. So again, there is something about this reading that's saying to me that you are kind of upgrading your relationships. They're more co-creative in the sense that they're more complementary. Again, that just seems to be the focus that wants to pop up in my head. So I feel you are more focused on complementary friendships, relationships, family members, things like that. I also feel like if you want love, that you're playing it too safe with the King of Pentacles or something. It's almost like you need to take bigger risks or something. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about today, Cancer. It's pouring rain outside. Whenever I love rain. Right, I actually love it, and I love rainy days. But it almost relaxes me too much, or something. So it puts me in a very relaxed mood, which is good, I guess. But at the same time, I feel that this is basically saying you need to take bigger risks in relationships. It's almost like the type of person that you need to go for would be the type of person that would challenge you. Again, not in a bad way. Obviously, we're talking about in a good way. It's like, sometimes it's like we are with a person and maybe we feel like we have to grow, or it's like maybe we feel like we feel like they're putting pressure on us even if they're not. It's like if you've ever been with a person who wants you to be better, it's like that type of feeling. I don't know how to describe that, but I think you need to look at their intentions. It's like one thing if you're with a person who's doing it to be critical, right? Obviously that would be bad. but it's like I don't know. It's like it's almost like you could be attracting a high achiever type person, and it's just their personality, And but I also don't think they'll, I think it's their perspective. They won't necessarily be putting pressure on you, but maybe being with them puts pressure on you or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head. I also feel on top of all that you need to look at how your relationships cause you to grow. The King of Pentacles, I have a little bit of a bone to pick with the King of Pentacles because he's not necessarily lazy, but he needs to evolve. He can kind of get comfortable with doing what he's doing. And, again, sometimes there's not really a problem with that because he's doing what works. But it becomes a problem when it's a problem. It becomes a problem when the world changes and he's still doing the same thing. That's when it's a problem, right? And so he needs to learn evolution. He needs to learn that over time, things have to grow, things have to change. He has to learn new skills. He has to upgrade the skills he already has and, take information in from other sources and all that other stuff. And if he does that, he can actually be more successful than any of the other kings. But that's kind of like the energy he has to work with. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is good. It's kind of like equal give and take. He's giving to this person, not this person, because this person gives back to him. So again, complementary connections seem to be very important for you in this reading. I also do feel pretty good about money with this Six of Pentacles. I mean, it can be a good money card, but is it the most exciting? Not necessarily, but I do feel pretty good about it overall. Like you're doing things to grow your finances, and I feel like that is good. Your outcome is the King of Swords, a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I kind of feel like this is you. Yes, I understand that you are not an air sign Cancer, but I feel like this is the energy that you're going to be embracing moving forward. He has fully integrated his lessons. He represents knowledge and wisdom. There's a big difference between those two words. Knowledge is knowing something. Wisdom is having done it, having used the knowledge, right, and turning it into wisdom. I always use the example. It's like, I went to Peru years ago, and it's like I am pretty good at Spanish, but it's like when you go there, you learn there are certain like slang words and things like that. It's like you can't learn that until you go somewhere, right? And that is knowledge into wisdom. It's like wisdom is knowing the slang, knowing the terms, knowing the cultural differences in the words that they use and how they use them, right? And so that's the benefit of taking what you know and using it, is you learn one step deeper. And I feel like the King of Swords and the Ten of Swords is basically saying you're integrating these lessons and maybe you're actually using them with the King of Swords, which could be a good thing, right? So let's see. With the Two of Swords and the Temperance card, you have the Seven of Swords. Yes, something different. All your readings basically have been saying that you should expect a different outcome on pretty much anything you're doing. It's almost encouraging you to like allow yourself to be surprised with this reading or something. He's also stealing these swords from this army in the background, so he's going to war, but in a different way. Anything you're trying to do, anything you want to do, I would just think of other ways of doing it. And if you do that, you'll be successful. With the Knight of Cups, here you go. You have the Chariot. Again, as always, you are the only sign that always gets their Major Arcana card. So you're showing up as yourself here, which puts you in a position of power and strength. Chariot is like charging towards a victory. So, and we've been talking this whole time about, really needing to make that move towards a dream or something you're working on or something you want. The Chariot is pretty simple. He just gets into alignment with what he wants. These two Sphinxes represent the mysteries of the universe, and they are bringing him in the direction that he wants because he's in alignment. So it's almost like you are maybe aligning your mind, at least, with a goal or something you're trying to achieve. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. I would be careful of getting stuck, like, in why mode. Ten of Swords with the Page of Swords is like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? You can get stuck in that mode, right, instead of changing it. And so maybe the solution is integration. Instead of, like, asking why, integrate the lesson and use it so that you can move past it. With the Three of Wands, you have the Devil, tons of Devil energy at the end of 2025, and also this month in January, a lot of people have been getting the Devil. I kind of do feel good about it in some ways. Saturn in Aries is going to, Saturn always requires us to be more disciplined and, to break trances and get out of, anything that's keeping us stuck and bound. But I kind of wonder if because it's a 1 year, 2026 adds up to 1, and 10, but you remove the 0, it's a 1. And also, all this energy moving into Aries, Neptune and Saturn. So, it's like I'm wondering if people are almost like starting over with habits or, things that have been toxic and removing them. It's a good thing. It's showing up, in the past, which is good. With the Four of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, when are you going to stop playing it safe here, Cancer? The reading is asking you to take a risk, really. It's asking you to like charge forward towards something without knowing what the outcome is going to be. The Tower can be a good surprise as well. It's like, yeah, the Tower can shake up your reality, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? It's like sometimes, I think the Tower gets a bad rap in the tarot. It's like, yeah, the Tower can be uncomfortable sometimes, but sometimes it can be a good surprise. So, it's almost like this is saying that you need to shake free from something. The other thing to think about here is that if we do hold on too tightly to something, the universe will cause a Tower moment. Like, I think that the universe warns us before we're going to have a Tower moment. Like, hey, things are changing, and if you don't change it, I'm going to change it for you. I being the universe, right? So, there you go. Yeah, with the Tower, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is like a new adventure. He's adventuring. He's just following his enthusiasm. It kind of would be a Tower adventure because I always say that he doesn't really have a good reason for going on the adventure he's going on. He's just excited. He's just following his optimism. He's like, I'm going to go do this with my life because I'm excited about it. And people in his life might be like, what the hell are you doing with your life? You're buying a van and you're going to travel around the United States. That's crazy. Why would you do that? Right? So it's like all the questions are coming in here from other people. But, again, he doesn't really have a reason. He just knows that he has to kind of like follow his bliss. And that's probably what you should be doing, Cancer. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, there's like like I said, it's funny. This is conflict and competition. I was talking about how it felt like to me it's a person who challenges you. So, that backs it up right there with the Five of Wands. You could also be attracted to a person that there's competition for. So, and I'm pretty sure that's come up for you before, Cancer, that, you could feel like there's competition for a person. There could be, but if they're for you, they're for you. So I wouldn't really worry about it. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, Six of Pentacles to Ace of Pentacles is needing to stop playing small. Six of Pentacles, kind of like crumbs, It's like kind of like investing a little here and there with your energy and not fully committing. You have that card, where did I see that? Oh, yeah, the Unrevealed Secrets. It says, what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. This would be diving deeper. Six of Pentacles, kind of trying something, a little bit. Ace of Pentacles is fully accepting the opportunity into your life and not just playing around with it like a cat, This would be like being a tiger. If you want to be a cat, that's fine, whatever. But, be a tiger, jump on it, grab it, grab it with your claws and suck it in, whatever it is, whatever the opportunity is, and make it happen. With the King of Swords, you have the Tower, again, whatever that means. So the Tower, again, this is like knowledge and wisdom with the King of Swords. This kind of gives me back to the drawing board type vibes because sometimes you learn things in life and then you realize that you have to like start over. And so some of you could be kind of like starting over on something and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. It could be leading to a better outcome because you're redoing something if you are redoing something. You have this kangaroo. It says, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Yes, I talked about it on the Tower the first time. We are definitely in unsettled times for years to come. Again, I think the trick for Cancer is to make sure it's not you're not being consumed by the things that are happening in the world. I used to say this all the time back in like 2022 and 2023. I used to say all the time that my biggest concern for people was that over the next 10 years, all they would do is worry about everything. And then we would get to 2033 and they're going to look back on their last 10 years and they say, oh my God, all I did was worry. I got nothing done. Right? So it's like, don't be one of those people. Yes, like Sure, there are going to be things to worry about, but does it actually do anything? No. You have this bull card that says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. There you go. King of Swords is a card of fortitude. He has great strength. So, I think you are strong enough to handle it and to focus on your own life. You have this cracked cup. It says dissatisfaction with life. I do like this card because sometimes I think dissatisfaction is like the one thing that motivates us to make a change. So, if you are dissatisfied with something, you could be kind of, using that as fuel to make the change. You have this turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. Yes, I would be careful of stupid people. Again, Saturn and Aries. I don't know. There's something about Saturn and Aries where it's like, I think it's very loud, like a loud energy. So people who are just yelling and screaming, that's what I would be careful of. You have this wheel. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Yes, needing to make a decision is what the whole entire reading is talking about. So I would make that decision, whatever it is here, Cancer. But this looks okay, I would say, minus the tower, although I don't think it's really anything bad necessarily. So thank you for being here, and definitely make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your month.